Okay, we're doing a video of replacing the brake pads and the rotors on a 2008 Prius. So what I've done is I've disconnected the relays. For 2008, this is, let's see here. The top one is ABS 2 and the bottom one is ABS motor 2 as well. See right here? So this one went here. I just removed that one, and this one went here. Remove that one. And also there's a ABS motor right there. So these two right here, pull these out. Kind of nice snug. Oh gosh. Okay, remove these relays. Jeez, they're in there kind of tight. Ooh. See that? Maybe that'll come out easier. Wiggle it up. There we go. Alright, I didn't disconnect any of the battery stuff. So the first thing is to remove these guys right here, to remove the caliper. There's one here, and then there's one right here. And then to remove the caliper bracket is this thing right here. So once you remove these things, this caliper will separate, and then this has to separate from the body somehow, or the strut assembly. And so this is 17, and then once you remove that one, and then there's one below. Let's see if you can see it. That's right here. You can see that. And then this whole thing will come out. So let me do that right now. I'm gonna go get a I think I tightened it. Great. Let's see. I did tighten it. What a retard. There we go. The tricky thing about these, putting them back in, is this, getting a wrench on this. If you have like a Craftsman, I'll show you, it's too fat. I grab the Craftsman here. So you notice I got a jack and then a jack stand. So if you take a look at this, this is, the one on the right is a Craftsman. Let me see if I can get this in here. You see the width? So if you use a Craftsman on this inside thing, you can't actually get the wrench on it because it's too fat. I mean, you can do it now, but when you tighten it, the only reason is because this thing collapses. But then see how there's separation there? This thing floats. But when you go to put it back on, I have one of these Harbor Freight 17s. Like you can probably see it right here. On the other side, I couldn't even get this wrench on it, so it helps to have a thinner head wrench in order to get that off. Okay. This should just wiggle right out. There you go. What is this thing floating around in there? Oh, we're gonna fix that. We have to collapse this caliper, and before you do that, you want to, before I forget, I already did the other side, you sort of want to take this cap off. I sort of leave it on there so that it doesn't prevent any dirt from getting in there to contaminate it. So what was I going to do? Oh yeah. I use this guy right here to collapse this caliper, and let me see if I can set this up. I usually use gloves when I can't operate the camera. Let's see here. Okay. So part of the reason why you have to sort of remove the brake reservoir cap is to remove the pressure on the brake lines. I think that's what that does. So it makes this easier to collapse. So all I do is just sort of put it up there. There's different techniques to this, but I just sort of do this. Don't go too fast or you'll break this. I had a cheap Harbor Freight one. I broke it because I kept squeezing it, and it was just too much stress, too much torque. So here, just kind of take your time. I think it's even stressing that out a little bit. So I'm gonna release it. Maybe screw down a little bit. Make sure it's straight. And what I had to do on the other one is I just sort of had to tap this because it was kind of, tap it with like a hammer. Simply because it was just not moving. I'm thinking I might have to do that here as well. I'm going to grab a dead blow. See, I've already sort of greased up the brake pads, the back, the contact points. Just to shock it a little bit. Worked last time. Hopefully it works again this time. There you go. It's moving a little bit. It's not the right position. Try this on this side here. Oh, try that. I saw some guy use channel locks. Maybe I'll end up doing that. But let's see. Open this guy up again. Sure it's even. Doesn't even feel like it's making any compression. Alright, I'll be back. I'm going to grab some huge channel locks. Okay, I'm back. So I got these big channel locks, and I put the old brake pad, worn brake pad, from the other side on, and I'm just squeezing to compress this. I don't even know if it's actually compressing. Oh yeah, it's moving. It's hard to film, and let's see if I can squeeze. Yeah, there you go. You can feel it. You can see it go down. So you almost have to press it all the way so it's flush with, well, they'll see it. Just keep squeezing. So this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. So to adjust the channel locks here. So what I meant was you have to squeeze it up against, flush against that thing right there. I'll point to it. To this thing. So this thing right here goes flush with this. So you have to push it all the way back in. Okay, all right, so. Get there slowly. That should be good enough. Yeah, that should be good. All right, so let's hang this over here. There. All right, so did we crack these guys? I don't think we did. Let's see. So this guy needed an extension to get underneath this bolt right here where my thumb is. So got the handy breaker bar. So get this in here. So I gotta push down on this. I think that's right. Yep. There you go. Heard that break. And this one I'll just remove the extension. these brake pads and the shims. I'll show you what the brake pads look like. Worn out. Pretty, still really good. What was making noise was the other side. It was catching the wear indicator, which is, let's see. This one right here. So the wear indicator, well, it's not here, it's on the other side, I guess. So this rotor is pretty smooth on both sides. The other one was really bad. Actually, I can feel some scoring here. Let me see if I can get this. So there are some 8mm bolts that you can stick in here, and sort of once you torque them in, and it pushes the rotor this way. So as you turn in this way, the bolt goes in this way, and it drives and it pushes the rotor in this direction. So I don't have that. So you don't have to worry about it. Just wrap on it a little bit. You can see it move. There you go. See? So you saw that side. See this side right here? Not too bad. It's got kind of a lip. So these are the original rotors. So my car has 344,000 miles on it. I only changed the brake pads once, and that was at, I want to say 200,000 miles, and they still probably had about a good 50,000 miles. Those are original. And so I think I bought aftermarket, but then now that I have 144, the aftermarket was 144,000. Yeah, the aftermarket brakes went 144,000 roughly. So the next thing I need to do, and I should have done it, is change this whole rod, because that's the sway bar link. So here's the sway bar, and this is the link, and these bushings are shot. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. I didn't buy the parts, and I just want to put the brakes back on. So let me go get the new rotor, and I'll be right back. I bought these rotors at Pep Boys. There was $31 each. Cut my tire. See, there's ventilated, not cross-drilled, but just ventilated. There you go. That's basically it. Just put everything back in reverse order. I'll actually put the shims on the caliper, and then install the brake pads. And give me a second here, I gotta go get the new hardware for the new shims. Okay, these are the new shims that came with it, with the brake pads that I bought. And so here's the old shims. I guess I could install the caliper, or not the caliper, but this dealio. So it goes like this right here. See that? So let me just bolt. So just has to catch this side over here. See if I can get it in the first time. Oops. I should put some anti-seize on there. That's okay. There we go. I'll just start the thread on the other one to line it up. Sort of holding it with my pinky here. Okay, torque those. But before I do, I'll install the shim. So this goes back in there like this. It'll kind of just snap in there. Centers itself. Kind of worried about this right here. Touching the rotor. There you go. So the rotor won't bother it. Just remove the other shim. Looks like that. Pretty new one looks like this. Goes in like this. Install the front. Just snap right in there. That's it. Okay. Next thing is to install the brake pads. So let's see. Make sure this is at least torqued in a little bit. Okay. Oops. Oh, look at that. Had clearance. Okay. That's not torqued in. Torque it in a little bit. What the heck just happened? Lock the car. My keys. Oh, the important thing is if you don't remove those relays, what happens is when your key fob gets close to the car, the Prius smart system starts preparing the brake system, and so it might squeeze the brakes on you while you're working on it. So that's the reason why you remove the relay, so it doesn't activate any brake I guess startup procedure. So what did I just do? Oh yeah, I came over here to get these brake pads. Okay, sort of greased them up already. So this guy will go on the inside, kind of like this, just to follow the curve. See if I can grab it. So I start the bottom one in, and just the top one will just slide right in. It's supposed to be. Just really have to push it down. I'll show you better here. Okay, so the disc turn this way, right, clockwise. So this brake sensor, wear indicator, goes down. So you sort of fit it in the slot right there. See, there's a tab for this tab. Bring the wear indicator on the inside, I think. Now it's complicated. Oh, now look at that. I just freaked that out. Maybe it's supposed to go on the other side. Darn it. It goes on this side. It goes on the up. It goes up. Now I should go on this side down here. Anyways, I just bent that. I'll just bend it back. Darn it. Let's see. Should just fit right in. I don't know what happened. Maybe that's okay. Should be on the outside. It's always going to be on the inside, though. This is a dilemma. I never had this issue here before. See the tab, it's not pushing out far enough. Maybe it should be on the other side, so it'd be like this. But it'd be on this, it'd still be on the inside. I can try it. See how easy that went in? I'm going to try to bend this thing back. I can't do it with one hand. Okay, we're back. That was a bit tricky, but I ended up putting it right there. You can see that? So there's a clearance, so it's on the inside. Just pressed it in. So now, what you do is you get the caliper. We tuck that in. Where's the bolts? Here they are. So put those right here. Keep them handy. And see, the piston's compressed, so it has plenty of room to fit in there. Slide that in. And this thing compresses. Make sure the same thing at the bottom. Oh, push this in. Okay, so tell you what, that's basically it. Then you just torque it all down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can torque these guys. So that's basically it. So I'm going to take this back off because they get in the way when I use a wrench on this bolt and on the bottom bolt. So if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to put them down in the comments. So hopefully that was good explanation of things. So just to recap real quick, do the relays, remove the relays so the thing doesn't start getting ready on you and compress the brakes. I removed this because I had issues with the fan not working, and it was a blown fuse underneath the steering wheel. Well, not actually underneath the steering wheel and to the left. But anyways, that's it. Remove those relays. Let this thing open it up, let it breathe, so that you can push you can compress the caliper, the piston and the caliper. And then, so this looks like it's at max right now, and it's not even level. So by the time I get a level, I'm sure, I don't know if I'll have to remove the extra brake fluid or not, but that's it. All right. My trusty bucket I sit on, and that's the brake. So you probably only have to do it twice. I only did mine twice in 344,000 miles. Maybe I'll take a shot of that later. All right.